Greetings and salutations. My name is Raphael, otherwise known as Katana Beats Paper. So I know why you're here. You want to make Emerald Sustrai's weapons from Ruby Season 2. Luckily, I was commissioned twice to do this, and I figured on the second round, after completion, I'd make a little video about them. So first time around, it was a little difficult making them, because there was only like 2-second clips, a 2-second clip of the actual weapon, and it was really hard to get an actual picture of it since the actual image alone right here, as you can see, it was very hard to see most of the details of the guns. Luckily, I was able to talk to Sushi Monster and Johnny Junkers. Both of them were a huge help making my first commission of this gun. So the main thing I wanted to do with this gun was make it semi-transforming, where I wanted my friend to be able to pull a trigger and the blade would come out, and all she would need to do is just lock the blade tooth in, and that's all, and then she beats it with it. So what you're seeing now is my little schematic that I had. What I had is a trigger catch and a spring, a torsion spring, and a hinge that the hinge would flip up, hide into the top of the blade, fold up into the body of the gun, and then the trigger would be able to activate it once it hooked on. In theory, it worked. It worked, but I had a little hiccup once I painted everything. The paint added like not really quarter, but a little bit of extra thickness that there was too much friction and it wouldn't work. So I had to reverse it, where instead of catching it, it was pushing the blade out, which is what I did with the new ones. So what you're going to see soon is the finished guns themselves. As much as I love these guns, looking at them now, they have a little bit of inaccuracies, such as the quote-unquote hood of the gun doesn't flip down, it stays in a static position. The handle itself is a little bit short than what it would normally be if you look in the references with the actual pictures of Emerald. But overall, I liked how they came out. They functioned perfectly despite having the little hiccup with the paint. It did help for me to oil everything, not everything, but just the main hinge to help it move smoothly. But after that, Ruby Season 2 came out, and finally, I forgot what episode it was, but the scene where everyone came out and started fighting, I got 2 good screen caps of Emerald using her weapons. Also a new function, which I'm probably not going to add in a while. Anywho, those clips were enough to give me enough not information, but more of a reference to know how much I need to change on the second commission. So once I got that done, I decided I was going to up the ante a little bit more with these guns. So I used different materials. I still used the PVC sheeting, but I started using actual PVC piping for the gun and barrel. Also, for the first time ever, I did 3D printing on my own, and that actually was pretty cool. So I added that to my repertoire of skills, 3D printing and making everything nice and pretty. So the first thing I needed to do was make another template. So the original template I had wasn't very good, so to speak, but it wasn't to my liking. So with this commission, I made a whole new one and made sure it worked fine, made sure all the mechanisms and everything fit perfectly. So after that, I cut everything out and I put it together temporarily with just painter's tape to see how well it held up. So as you can see here, I'm holding the guns that are currently taped together. Only one gun was cut with the blade end fixed up already. So I just wanted to see if everything fit well, and the transformation at the moment was working as I wanted to, and it did. So I continued. I made sure I had enough clearance for the blade hood, so to speak, had enough room to actually transform up and down. I had to do a little bit of tweaking, but in the end it worked out. So the next picture is just another picture of it taped up. At this point, I didn't do much work, just enough tweaking to make sure everything was still working well, and I was still planning the trigger mechanisms. But other than that, everything started working pretty well. The last few things were the magnets, the actual fitting of the locks, and the triggers. And here they are completed, painted, and looking pretty. And overall, I really like these guns much more over the first ones, mainly because I put more skill that I have now into it than I previously had, and just it looks so much better. Oh, I'm sorry, Nami. As much as I loved yours, I love these a little bit more better, just because I don't know, just a little extra little heart and soul in there. Okay, that sounds really mean. I put a lot of soul in both of them, but still. Alright, so I know you're probably tired of just me talking and looking at moving pictures, terribly edited. So I figured I'd put in a little extra video just to show them off. One off. The other one's all over there. I'm just pleased to reach out. They're both the same thing. You guys get the idea. So here it is, one of the Emerald guns. So one of the big differences from the other one is that this part here was actually static, where it was fixated here and wouldn't move, and the blade was a separate moving piece. This is different, where this is actually attached to the blade itself, just like it is in the show. Another difference is this and this are actually made from PVC piping instead of wood, dowel rods, and some wood spool thing I found. Other than that, most of the other materials are the same, except for the 3D printed parts that I have in. 3D printed parts aren't that crazy. They're just very simple hinge movie things, and then a magnet at the tip here and here. So here's the money shot. That was terrible. Boom. So just one more time, flip it up, pull the trigger, flips out, flip this out, twist, push up, and lock it in place, and there you go. Like I said in the video before, this part here and here were the parts I had to trim down, because it didn't give me enough clearance to actually do this. It would actually just lock up, and actually one of the guns, the other gun, because of that, I pulled the trigger and the trigger broke, so I had to reinforce that trigger. Whereas this one, it still holds. So transform, you just pull, twist, flip up, store in the gun, and you're ready. So that's that. So here's both the guns together in their wonderful beauty, one to one, side by side. Here are both triggers. Both transform nice and smoothly. So to transform them, drop out this, twist, and lock. Oops, missed it. There you go. Just like that. And then the other one, same thing, just pull out the blade, twist, and lock. And there you go. And then both guns are ready for being awesome. I honestly love these too much now. I might not want to give them to the person that commissioned them. Oh, one thing I would like to add is that I actually oiled these parts here and here just so they would smoother rather than having that extra bit of friction just in case. So I'm putting these down. Currently, I'm not taking any more commissions on these at the moment, mainly because I'm getting ready for RTX, as you can see here and here. But if you need help, let me know. I'm totally open to giving some guidance, some help, even giving you the 3D model of what my hinge mechanism is, because whatever, it's a mechanism piece. Just don't like copyright it as your own. Call yourself a mastermind. Hey, someone's streaming on Twitch. Other than that, man, my hair just looks really doofy. Yeah, so that's them. That's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video, as crappy as it was. But remember, peace, love, all the above.